What's going on? I'm going to be going over my Gallantmon deck that got me first place at my Evo Cup. So I got first place, so I ended up getting the Arata Sanada and the Diaboromon along with 2 Diaboromon tokens. So we'll just jump into the deck. So for the eggs, I just play 4. It's 4 Gigimon. It is the EX2 one. It's when attacking once per turn. If this has Guilmon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in name, draw 1 card. So this just helps you get into more cards. A lot of times I kind of promoted a first stack just to get some draws and cycle off of it. And now on to the level 3s. I have 1 of the Guilmon from the starter deck. So this is 3 play cost, your turn. If your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play, this Digimon can Digivolve into Gallantmon in your hand with a memory cost of 4, ignoring its Digilution requirements. And then the inheritable is your turn. Once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, trigger draw 1. So it is just more draw power, and then very occasionally the warp can come up, but it did not in this tournament. And I have 1 Guilmon from EX4. So this is 3 play cost, Digivolves on 0 for Digimon. Then on play, if the total number of cards in both players' trashes is 20 or more, this Digimon gains Rush. That did come up for me one time. It was able to close out a game because I had that. And then I have 2 of the Guilmon from BT-22. This one is 3 play costs, and then on play, by trashing 1 card with Guilmon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon, or Megidramon in its name, or the hero trait, you can draw 2, and then on deletion, gain 1 memory. For the on deletion, it came up once or twice, and then the draw cards, it came up quite a few times. And then Guilmon from EX2. This is 3 play costs. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name and 1 Takato among them to your hand. Place the remaining at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then the inheritable is when attacking. If this Digimon has Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. And that one actually did come up quite a few times. Cleared some rookies, cleared some tokens. Was not bad. Actually thinking about bumping it back up to 4 and I don't know, maybe taking out this Guilmon. Not quite sure yet. The last rookie is 4 Guilmon X Antibody. 3 play cost, Digivolve 0 over Guilmon or Digimon. And then on play and when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name and 1 X Antibody among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So this lets you search through your deck for the pieces that you're missing, and then sometimes you get lucky and you hit the X Antibody. Now on to the level 4s. I have 3 Growlmon from the starter deck. So it is Digivolves for 2, and then the inheritable is just when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain a memory. And I did forget to mention with the Gil X, the inheritable is also your turn. When 1 of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain a memory. So those both help you just bounce back in memory. Then I have 1 Growlmon from BT-17. So this one is when Digivolving, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gets plus 3000 for the turn. And then inheritable, all turns while you have 0 or less memory, add 2000 to this Digimon's DP base deletion effects maximums. So it's pretty good when you go into Gallantmon X Antibody and you can delete a 12k. And the last level 4 is 4 of Growlmon X Antibody. So it's when Digivolving, draw 1 and trash 1. Then, if Growlmon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digilution cards, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains on deletion. You may play 1 card with Guilmon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. And the inheritable is your turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, gain 1 memory. So that is another one that just lets you gain just keep gaining stuff back, because you usually get 1 for X Antibody here, 1 for X Antibody here, and then 1 for the regular Growlmon. And if you manage to get 2 stacks out, it gets a little ridiculous. I think I gained back 7 memory in 1 turn. Now on to the level 5s. I have 4 War Growlmon. So War Growlmon Digivolves for 3, then when Digivolving, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. If no opponent's Digimon was deleted by this effect, you may Digivolve into a level 6 Digimon with Gallantmon in its name from your hand for the Digivolution cost. When this would Digivolve, reduce it by 1. So basically you get to Digivolve into Gallantmon for 1 less than normal. And then its inheritable is end of attack. Your opponent has no Digimon in play. This Digimon has Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name, gain 2 memory. So that is another way you gain memory back in this deck. There's a lot of memory gain. And the last level 5 is 3 War Growlmon X Antibody. It Digivolves for 4, or you can Digivolve over War Growlmon for cost of 1, which is usually what we're aiming to do. Kind of just build up until you have all the cards in your hand to go through the line. Then it is when Digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon can't be returned to your hand or deck, and then gains 3000 DP. Then, if War Growlmon or X Antibody is in its sources, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. So as you're going up the line, you're just deleting. And then the inheritable is Security Attack +1, so it really lets you just chunk through your opponent's security. And then now for the Gallantmons. I play 3 regular named Gallantmon. We have the promo Gallantmon, which Digivolves for 3 over War Growlin name. And then also, when this card would be played, if there's a Digimon with 13,000 DP or more, reduce the play cost by 2 for every 5 total cards in both players' trashes. Then it also has Rush and Blocker. Then on play and when Digivolving, delete one Digimon with 13,000 DP or more. If this effect didn't delete, recover +1. So it gives you a little bit of recovery, which doesn't really come up that much. It's more of a rush body to try and secure game. Similar to the BT-13 Gallantmon. So this one Digivolves for 5, which is pretty steep, but you're usually playing it because when this card would be played from the hand, if you have no Digimon, reduce the play cost by 2 for every 5 total cards in both players' trashes. Then it has Rush, and on play, when Digivolving and when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or lower. If this didn't delete one of their Digimon with 13,000 DP or higher. So that one is pretty good, and it actually came up with the deletion effects rather than just the rush for game. Then I have the BT-17 Gallantmon. This one Digivolves for 3, and then when Digivolving, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 and gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So it gives your stack blocker and then a little more DP just to make sure you don't die in security. Then your turn, while you have 0 or less memory, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects. So you are able to swing with this one and get a little protection, though usually you're wanting to go into the X Antibody. Speaking of which, we play 4 of the Gallantmon X Antibody. So this one does a lot. It Digivolves for 4, or you can Digivolve for 1 on Gallantmon. When Digivolving and when attacking, not once per turn, if Gallantmon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains 4,000 DP and one of their Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP. And then when Digivolving, end of attack once per turn, so you only get this one once, but it is pretty good. You delete your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or lower. If this effect didn't delete, trash your top security card and this Digimon unsuspends. And then all turns, while you have 0 or less memory, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects. So as long as it is their turn with they have 0 or more memory, you are not affected by the Digimon, so you have some protection. And then usually you're attacking when you go into this, and you get to trash their security, restand, and then swing again. So you're usually doing 5 checks, so 2 for the security plus on that one, and then 1 for the trash, and then you swing again for 2 more. So that is it for the Gallantmon X Antibody. It is pretty dang good. And then we have 1 Gallantmon Crimson Mode Ace. This is class Digivolve, and then on play when Digivolving, delete up to 15,000 DP worth of your opponent's Digimon, and then when attacking once per turn, for every 10 cards total in both players' trashes, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So that one is pretty good, but it actually did not come up in this tournament. It almost did, but I actually just didn't need to ace. I just kind of let them swing at my security and just beat them the next turn. Didn't really want to risk it. And then the last level 7 is Omnimon X Antibody. So it costs 6 to Digivolve, and it has Raid, Piercing, and Blocker. And then on play when Digivolving, if Omnimon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digilution cards, choose one of both players' Digimon and delete all other Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then end of your turn, once per turn, one of your Digimon may gain Rush for the turn and then attack without suspending. So, like I said, you usually do 5 checks with the Gallantmon X Antibody. Then if you're able to go into Omnimon X Antibody, you just get the last swing for game. And you're usually drawing through your deck a lot, or at least searching through your whole deck, usually every single game, which is kind of crazy. And speaking of which, on to Tamers, which is our search tamer. We play 4 of Cool Boy. So Cool Boy costs 2 to play, and on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with X Antibody as traits, and 1 option with X Antibody as traits among them to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Then your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into the same level Digimon with X Antibody and its traits, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory and draw 1 card. So not only do you get the initial search, which you're pretty guaranteed to hit with the ratios of this deck, then when you digivolve into the same level, you gain 1 and draw 1, just searching you deeper into your deck to eventually see all the pieces you need and just kill your opponent. Now on to the options. So we play 4 offense training. Offense training costs 2, and then you may reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 red card among them, and then return the rest to the bottom in any order. And then place this into the battle area. Then it has delay. By trashing this card, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a red Digimon card in the hand with the Digilution cost reduced by 2. So it just lets you go up your line more efficiently. And then we have 2 red memory boost. Red memory boost costs 3. Search top 4 cards of your deck, add a red Digimon, then place this in the battle area. And then delay, trash this to gain 2 memory. So just another consistency piece that lets you keep turn to go up your whole line. And then we have 2 red scrambles. Red scramble costs 2. You may play this to digivolve one of your red Digimon card in the hand with the cost reduced by 3, then place this in the battle area. Then at the start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, delay, return 1 red Digimon card from your trash to the top of your deck. Then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 red Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying the cost. So even if they do manage to kill your stack and you have this out, you're able to bring a body back and then maybe make a comeback. But mainly it's just used to go up your line cheaper, mainly your level 5s and level 6s. And the last card of the deck is 3 X Antibody option. This is the BT-21. While you have a Digimon, you can ignore this card's color requirements. Security, gain 1 memory and add this card to the hand. And then main, place this card as the bottom Digilution card of one of your opponent's Digimon that without X Antibody as Digilution cards. And then the inheritable is all turns, effects can't trash this. And then when attacking, this Digimon may digivolve into a card with X Antibody trait in the hand. So basically you go up to your level 5, you'll tuck the X Antibody, swing, digivolve into Gallantmon X. Then you get all his effects to trash security, do 2 checks, unsuspend. Then you're able to swing again. Usually you're gaining memory back off of that. So it is pretty gross. So cards you usually want to start out with are the Searching Rookies, and then Cool Boy, or one of the options such as Offense Training or Red Memory Boost, so that you're able to just start your searching. Usually you want to hatch, digivolve into one of your rookies, and then you can either play out a Searcher, play out the Offense Training, or the Cool Boy. Those are usually your best 2 options. And then this tournament, I was promoting my first stack and just kind of doing some more searches and draws, and then getting the draws off the egg to kind of get my hands started. And then my second stack usually was the kill stack. But the basic setup is usually you have something on the board like that, and you'll pick your stack out of raising, digivolve into this, search, add, digivolve into this by using your training. And then you go here, draw 1, trash 1, gain the effect on deletion. Then draw one, gain a memory from this. You can go into here, delete something, or if you don't, you can digivolve into Gallantmon, but usually it's not recommended. Use your memory boost or whatever. If you had more cool boys, you gain memory back. Go into War Growl X antibody, then you'll place the X antibody under it. Swing when attacking, you do all your other effects here. Digivolve into here to kill something, and then usually they don't have anything left after all of that stack. You'll unsuspend, crash their security, gain 2 memory back, gain some memory back off of these, and then you're able to swing again. And if you have the Omnimon, or if you've already promoted, that's usually game, but if you do have the Omnimon, you just go into it and you're able to swing again for the win. So changes I would consider making is trying the BT-12 GGmon. This one adds 1000 DP to the maximum of your DP based deletion effects. So it just kind of bumps everything up a little bit and makes it easier to delete stuff because you don't always need the card draw and you can always, play a little different. The other thing is I would probably take this Gallantmon out for a medieval Gallantmon because it didn't really come up. I never needed blocker and the DP was nice the 1 or 2 times I used it, but you didn't really need it. And then I would probably swap out this Guilmon for another Searcher Guilmon just for more consistency because this one, while the draw did come up, the warp never did, and it just was actually a little more useful this tournament for the 3000 DP deletion. And just to be maximum consistent, it probably would be smart to just run 2 Omnimon X antibody rather than the Crimson mode. While it's not searchable off of like Guilmon, it is searchable off of Cool Boy and all of your boosts. And last change, I would probably just swap this Growlmon out for another starter deck, so then your consistency of getting the gain 1 memory when you delete something is at the maximum. Those are 3-round locals. Round 1 was against Abadobomon, or the black scatter mode Eyesmon deck, and that one was pretty close. Game 1, I managed to get him before he got his big level 7 in the raising. At game 2, I was able to take it, but he got me down to 1 security, and then I was able to bring a stack out, Gallantmon X antibody, swing through all the security, and then I had both of these in my hand, so I was able to play around his level 7 in the raising. So I was able to swing with this, get all the checks. He didn't want to do it because I was immune, and then I played this guy out to swing. Then he brought his level 7 out to delete it, and then I was able to play this one and just swing for a game. And then round 2 was against Diaboromon. I was able to take that one 2-0 also. Game 1, he was able to bring out a stack with 3 tokens, but my level 3 inheritable to delete the 3Ks was pretty good. So I just digivolved up through the level 5, which deleted a token, the X antibody level 5 deleted a token, then the swing, which deleted a token from the level 3 inheritable, digivolve into this to delete the big stack, and then crash the security, unsuspend, swing again. And then game 2, basically the same thing happened. He was able to get a stack up, and I was just able to answer it and get all his security out in, I think it was 2 turns. I didn't get to OTK him. It was not all in 1 turn. And then round 3 was against Shine Greymon. Shine Greymon was able to do some stuff, but ultimately I was able to just kind of OTK him both games. That was my Evo Cup winning Gallantmon deck. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching.